No matter where you go, remember the road that will lead you home. No matter where you go, remember the road that will lead you home. That will lead you home. That will lead you home.
Oh my goodness, good evening, and good evening. This is the song, definitely is bringing us back. No matter where you go, remember the road that will lead you home. Keep listening to this song, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kofi Danso on our 24 radio, presenting to you Storytime. Carry on dancing to this song. You go. Remember the road that will lead you home. No matter where you go, remember the road that Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Storytime. My name is Kofi Danso from Ambassadors of Happiness. I'm here with my co-partner, Papa Smiley of Akon24 Radio, one of the senior members of Ambassadors of Happiness. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we started off a marvelous journey during the summer where we were presenting Storytime, telling you stories on how the universe came about, giving you happiness. And our focus was on happiness. Now, during our first chapter, we touched base on things that we would like to elaborate during our lifetime. We came up with so many things. How to be happy in relationships, how to be happy within yourself, how to be happy within your environment. Now, just as the universe was being created, at the beginning, there was an element of chaos. Yes, even the divine had to go through chaos for order to come about. So certainly there was order in the chaos. Now, yes, at the beginning, we started presenting Storytime. We had a universal mission to bring happiness to each and every soul on this planet, and also yet to come on this planet. And in between, from the month of September up till now, January, there's been an element of silence from us. Now, this silence didn't mean that we were idle and everything was just stagnant. No, that was the opportunity for us to grow. So we are back again once again. Today is the 9th of January 2021. And before we go ahead, I would like to wish you all a happy new year. Happy new year to you all. And a happy new you. Be remembered that every day is a new year. And every day is also a new you. God didn't create the world for January to only be the new year, or the 1st of January being the only new year, or the 31st of December being the New Year Eve. Every day is a new year. Somebody is celebrating their birthday today. For them, that's a new year. So even in the seasons, there are levels, and there are several consciousness in that. As the new year is here, I wish you all a successful life journey. Every day we will celebrate like it's the first day. But of course, we bring our experiences from the past into the present, and we have vivid imagination of great living in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Storytime. In previous chapters, especially my last topic, it was about happiness in relationships. And towards the end of that, I remember my co-host Papa Smiley asking me what are some of the elements that comes into a happy relationship, and we brought about the topic of love. Wow, the topic of love has been a very, 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 very intrusive energy in my life over the last 3 months. He's been speaking to me in different ways, testing me in different ways. How to love, when to love, the real meaning of love. And I would love to share that with you today. So before we go into our journey, we're going to carry on playing our theme song by Master KG. Please listen to the lyrics of the song. One of the lines is, no matter where you go, you remember the road that will lead you home. Remember that road. That road is love, your heart. And we shall be touching upon this very soon. So for the next 3 minutes, I'd like you to enjoy our theme song, get yourself into a comfortable position, and lend us your ears, because we are here to share the message of love. And it is all part of the quest of the happiness that we want to bring to life. So yes, let's keep on dancing for the next few minutes, and we shall surely be back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Storytime on A24 Radio. Well, it seems my producers wants me to carry on today. They believe that I'm already in that zone, so I can go on expressing. I think we all got a theme song already, and I wanted us to replay that again. But nevertheless, I think we're already in our meditative field. So, whilst you're all here, ladies and gentlemen, I'll urge you all to be in a comfortable place, ideally a quiet place where you know that you're not going to be distracted for the next few minutes, at least for the next 10 minutes. Yes.
No matter where you go, remember the road that will lead you home. No matter where you go, remember the road that will lead you home. That will lead you home. That will lead you.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Whenever I hear this tune, it always sends me into where I came from, into the silence. As a matter of fact, today I just want us to meditate. Let's meditate on the new year. Let's meditate on today. Let's meditate. My name is Kofi Danso. I am a member of Ambassadors of Happiness. Our goal is to bring happiness onto this planet and into the cosmos. Our mission is not a small vision. It is huge, and it is meant to impact all of life, present and yet to come. Happiness. Happiness and happiness. We are now in the year 2021. We have started another year, another journey. Last year, so many things happened in our lives. We classified them as good and bad. But out of all this chaos, there was order. I want you to take this particular moment and think of all the moments of joy that you felt during the year 2020, from January 2020 up to December the 31st, 2020. What made you happy? What was your happiest moment in the year 2021? Please contemplate on this. In January 2021, something amazing happened in our lives. What was yours? In the month of February 2021, something amazing happened in our lives. What was yours? In March 2020, something fabulous happened in our lives. What was yours? In the month of April 2020, something marvelous happened in our lives. What was yours? In May 2021, something marvelous happened in our lives. What was yours? Remember, this was the middle of spring. The plants are fresh. The sun is out. The weather is mild, not cold and not too hot. Some of us were outside, walking in parks. Some of us, because of the lockdown, we were spending more time with our families. What great thing happened in your life in the month of May 2020? And now we move on to June 2020. Something amazing happened in our lives. What was yours? Think about it, contemplate. In the Northern Hemisphere, where we call Europe, we were in the summers. In the Southern Hemisphere, there was a much colder climate or temperature. It was raining, meaning that the land were being fertilized by the water, or were being made fertile by the water. Plants were being watered and being coerced to grow. The month of June, wherever you are in the world, Northern Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere, something marvelous happened in our lives. What was yours? Then we go into July 2020. Something marvelous happened in our lives. What was yours? We move into August 2020. Something marvelous happened in our lives. What was yours? Here we are now in September 2020. Something marvelous is happening in our lives. What was yours? What is yours? In September 2020, what great thing happened in your life? Contemplate on this. We now find ourselves in the month of October. And here we are again. Wonderful things are happening in our lives. What is yours? What was yours? Feel it in the present. What great thing happened in October 2020? We now come to November 2020. Something marvelous again happened in our lives, and it's happening. We are even experiencing the benefits of that experience now. What great good happened in the month of November 2020? Contemplate on this. See it. Feel the joy. Hear the sound of it when it first happened, when you first noticed this good happening in the month of November 2020. What was it? Embrace it. Acknowledge it. Be grateful to it. And then we come to the splendor month of December 2020. Once again, something marvelous happened in that month. What was yours? Was it waking up one day in the month of December and knowing that Christmas was approaching? And you'll be spending your days with your loved ones wherever you are in the world? Feel the joy in knowing that Christmas is coming. You felt this joy before that Christmas period, that Christmas day. Think of how much love energy was around in the month of December. People thinking about their loved ones to go and visit during Christmas, buying gifts for them, expressing love. Think of the winter solstice on the 21st of December, where the earth, as it goes around the sun, the northern tip was pointed further away from the sun, meaning that there was shorter day and longer darkness on the 21st of December. What was God doing on this day? Did you capture that moment on the 21st of December 2020 to embrace the good that was being showered onto Mother Earth? Think of the grace. Think of anything that God may have given you on that day, whether you're conscious of it or not conscious of it. Today, be conscious of that good. Know that on the 21st of December 2020, the universe was blessing you with more health and more potentials. It gave you another 3 days, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, for this to crystallize in our lives. And on the 25th, we sit down with our loved ones and share this grace together. Think of where you were on the 25th of December, Christmas Day. Earth is going to go around the sun, and it's going to take 12 months or 13 full moons for another year to occur. During this journey, what energies are we willing to share with the world? What do we want to express? How do we want to be perceived? Yes, we're in the middle of a pandemic. But this pandemic is actually a conscious creation by the universe to bless us with something marvelous. Resilience, health, sustainability, cleanliness. These are all the blessings that the pandemic is bringing into our lives, and we are already practicing it. And some of the blessings that we noticed is that usually during the winter months across Europe, there's an increase in the cold viruses. Cold itself, as we've realized this year, has been drastically reduced. Yes, the coronavirus pandemic is still around, but it has brought its blessings. There's a double dichotomy in this. As many of us wail and cry and shrink in fear, Others are consciously embracing the good that is happening. This teaches us that even in the moments of difficulties, life is forever blessing us. The universe will never give us anything that we cannot overcome. And this is where our solution centers within us, our mind, our feelings, and our intuition come into play. And we find solutions. We have done it before. Many pandemics have happened during the course of evolution. Humanity have always overcome them. And this is another one where humanity will overcome. Many people will sacrifice their physical bodies for us to even be more focused on the solution, knowing very well that future generations will find a cleaner planet. Oh, what a blessing, what a universe, what a life. So now we're in the month of January. We think ahead of the year. And we want to think of all the possible good that could happen to us this month, next month, and throughout the year. We have imagination. Imagination is a gift that has been given to us for us to find solutions to life. Imagination sends us into the realm of God, the causal world, which is full of ideas. Feelings and intuition give us direction to undertake the right ideas. So I want you to imagine an ideal year for yourself. Contemplate on this idea. See it happening now. Feel it. Feel it today, this moment as we sit down. What great good would you like to see happening this year? Please spend a few moments of your time and contemplate on this goodness that you'd like to see happening in your life, the lives of all lives on earth, and the planet itself. What good would you like to see? Please focus on this. The universe is an attractive field. The universe is a field of attraction. There is an energy called electromagnetism. From this energy, also known as the ether, springs forth the element of the air, the element of the fire, the element of the water, and the element of the earth. This energy, called electromagnetism, also lives in our hearts. This energy of electromagnetism is felt in our heart as the energy of love. As above, so below. Everything that is happening in nature is also happening within us. As a matter of fact, your entire body is a universe on its own. All the properties that the galaxies, stars, and planets have, you also possess these same energies. Whatever quality God possesses, you also possess. God uses electromagnetism to express its love for the entire universe. And we also possess a love feeling that we use. This love energy is a healer, it's a counselor, it's a giver, it's a lover, it's a carer, it's a sharer. It's also very, very happy. Love does not know the difference between good or bad. Love only sees potential. You have heard from false doctrines that we have a God that looks at the good and bad of people and punish them accordingly. No, God is not even aware of what is good or what is bad. God is only aware of your potentials because you are actually God in expression. As a God being full of love, full of intelligence, and full of creativity, let us play it large. No dream is too big and no dream is too small. It is all a dream of good. It is all a dream of God. Every positive dream that you have is the positive dream of God. So this year, I, Kofi Dansom, will be exuding the energy of love, the feeling. Yes, there are several actions that comes out of love, but I'm going to focus on the feeling. I'm going to think of all the people that I love regularly. How does love feel? Where do you feel love? How does it feel? Who do you love the most? What do you love the most? What do you love? When you think of this thing that you love, you feel a sensation. Touch it. When you feel love, is it in your chest? Place your palms in that area. Feel this energy of love. Let this energy that you feel be a healing presence to yourself and to all around you. In this world, a lot of people are very, very charismatic and magnetic. We've heard of these people many times at work, at home, at church. In any environment, we have people of sheer charisma and magnetism. People with charisma also have huge ability to love. A high love feeling lives and resides in these people. So we are also going to bless our auric fields with love, enhance it so that we can attract what we love. When your love vibration is high, you attract what you love. You attract what you want to experience. The beginning of this journey, life may throw you the opposites of love, but it is only teaching you how to love unconditionally, just like the sun. Yes, the sun rises in the east, shines brightest in the south, in the west, and totally disappears in the north. It doesn't care whether you're a man, a woman, black, white, green, yellow. Your sexual preferences. It doesn't care. It comes, it shines on all of you, all of us, all creation, from the minerals to trees, to animals, to humans, and to planets. The sun shines on all equally with the same amount of love. The moon also revolves around the earth in stages. Either from the full moon, it starts waning, then it becomes a quarter moon, starts waning again, and then it becomes a crescent, starts waning again, and it becomes a new moon, where it's on the same side as the sun. And then it starts coming back, a waxing crescent, the first quarter, a waxing gibbous. Then what do we have? A full moon. During this journey of the moon, it's reflecting the sun's light back onto earth. It shows that even when the sun disappears in the west, it is still loving us through the moon. Love never stops. Love never ceases. What do you love the most? I ask you once again. How does it feel to love your children? How does it feel to love your spouse? How does it feel to love your mom and dad? To love your brothers and sisters? What do you love the most in your life? I love football and sports. I love music. I love spiritual knowledge. That gives me joy, actually. I love the elements of the air. I love the water. I love the fire. I love the earth. I love my kid. I love my mother. I love my father. I love my siblings. Oh my God, what a wonderful feeling. Who do you love? Let's love them now. Let's love those people that we love right now. Let's do it. Irrespective of the challenges that you're facing right now, you have loved before. Irrespective of your relationship coming to an end, you have loved your spouse. The love that you feel is yours to keep. It is for nobody. That person who you have loved and may not be around now, just came to teach you the love capacity within you. It shows that you can love. This love is not solely for that person who you love, but it is for all of life. Loving only one person and focusing on only one person is not true love. When your love is triggered by a human being, it is triggered because you're meant to serve the entire planet and give love to all equally. This is the challenge that our Master Jesus taught us. This is the challenge that the great Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us. This is the challenge that the Buddha is teaching us. This is the love that Christians, Muslims, African animism has been teaching us. That life is universal. Life cannot love one and leave the other. The same love that you have for your children, you should have that for somebody's children. The same love that you have for yourself. Can you persecute yourself? Can you jail yourself? If you commit a crime, will you punish yourself to the extent that you actually go and lock yourself up in a prison? What you cannot do to yourself when you make an error should not be done to another person when they've made an error. Love like the sun, unconditional. Instantaneous forgiveness is the name of God. Oh, humanity, we have been given so many false doctrines. And this is why I am so excited that I've actually gone into a bit of a hibernation where life was throwing so many things for me to understand. And I'm one of those that whatever I learn, I like to share with the world. Now, I didn't know which one to share because it was many. But over the last few weeks, I've realized that all the teachings is directing me towards the meaning of love, unconditional love. And I may have that love for myself and for life, but I should teach others to also practice this. Oh, life will bring you temptations and certain scenarios for you to practice this love after hearing this message. But if you do what is being taught today regularly by contemplating on the love feelings that you've had in your life for others and even received from others, any challenge that comes your way, you can trigger this love feeling and the solutions and the actions will be perfect. Many books and masters have predicted a new age. Many saw it as a new Messiah. But I often say that all the books from the Bible to the Quran to the Bhagavad Gita for the Hindus, to the Torah of Judaism or to the Zohar of our great Kabbalistic teachers, it is all teaching us to love. And this Messiah is actually the energy of love. We are now in what is called the age of Aquarius. That is what the common era people call it, the age of Aquarius. See, every 2,000 to 3,000 years, the earth, as it spins, at some point, the north will face a star, what we call the northern star. The north will face it. It will focus on one particular star for nearly 2,000 years, or between 2,000 to 3,000 years. It will face this star. After another 2,000 years, it will move on. Hence, from the year 1 AD up to the year 2000, we were in what was called the age of Pisces, the age of the fish. So many symbols were undertaken by the churches, including the Catholic Church, so much that even what they wear on their head is shaped like a fish if you watch it closely. Now, these same people, and again, our ancient ancestors, knew about the movement of the earth on its axis. It spins around its axis. As it's spinning, between 2,000 to 3,000 years, we'll come across a star, a northern star, and you can study it. We are now facing a star called Polaris, which the people in shipping use as navigation. Yes, this is true. Check on it on Google. And if you want to go in too deep, go to a library and take books about the northern star. You see? So it became easy for our ancient leaders and masters and teachers and philosophers and churchgoers and Christians, Muslims to understand that between 2000 to 3000 from the year AD, a new age will come. So from 1965 up till now, we have been embracing the age of Aquarius, and now we have entered the age of Aquarius, where there's a lot of liberation, freedom of speech. There were so many conspiracies about this knowledge. So many stories came out. People thought the end of the world was coming. Yes, the old was going, but the new was coming. You know, so whenever you're free, take a book, or go to the library and look at the Age of Aquarius, or even on Google, order books on the Age of Aquarius, and immerse yourself with profound knowledge and know what our great master Yeshua ben Pandira, Yeshua son of Pantera, or Yeshua ben Yosef, Yeshua son of Joseph, known popularly as Jesus Christ. So now that we are in the age of Aquarius, and if you look at the Aquarius nature, you realize that it's quite rebellious. It challenges systems. It challenges false doctrines. So now that we're in the age of Aquarius, we have to increase our love vibration, our love of knowledge, our love of wisdom, and our love of humanity. I'm actually very excited, and this topic actually took my soul a bit. I wasn't even aware of time. But I have my colleague here, Papa Smiley, who at some point he'll probably ask me one or two questions. But even if he doesn't, I just want you to embrace what I'm saying. Digest it. And let's have a little recap. See, the universe is a loving field. It loves unconditionally. The sun will rise in the east, shine at its brightest in the south, set in the west, and totally disappear in the north. It shines on all life. It shines on minerals, plants, animals, humans, and planets. It doesn't judge. You could be in the middle of committing a crime, and the sun will be shining on you. You could be in the middle of doing something amazing, and the sun will still be shining on you. Yes, the sun is conscious, but it is not conscious of what you're doing, because that is your free will. Free will is genuine. God doesn't interrupt in your free will, regardless of what doctrine you may have read. God is not conscious of your good or your bad. God is only conscious of your potential. God is conscious of what it is within you. So if God is conscious of its immortality, its love, its intelligence, and its creative abilities, that is what God sees in you. God doesn't see the fact that you are poor. God doesn't see the fact that you are in pain. God doesn't see the fact that you're a lawyer, a doctor. God doesn't see all these things. He just sees you as itself. Whatever you claim to call yourself today, either a doctor or a lawyer, God knows that this is temporary. And after experiencing a job as a lawyer, within your soul, within you, you would like to have another experience. And you like to call yourself another being, an astronaut. Because maybe you're bored of being a lawyer, you want to try something different. Imagine if you were a lawyer throughout eternity. God is immortal, so imagine if you were just a lawyer throughout eternity, or a doctor throughout eternity, or a writer throughout eternity. There will be no flexibility for you to express your innate potentials. So God is not aware of what you are. God is only aware of his highest self within you, which is pure potential. The ability to have an immortal soul that can shed its physical body and come back again as another being to express the nature of God. This is the beauty of life. This may be hard for you to say, but if you can, wherever you're listening to this message around the world, if you can, say it boldly, either in your mind or shout it out. I am God. I am Allah. I am God. I am Christ. I am Krishna. Whichever cultural background or religious background that you belong to. Most of the stories in the books are allegorical, and it is pointing you towards a path. And this path is to know who you truly are. The physical body that goes through pain, ages, dies, is just a reminder that something bigger lives within you. As a human being, you have three fields. One is your causal field or your causal plane. One is your astral plane, and one is your physical plane. Your causal plane is your world of ideas. Where do your ideas come from? You know, you may point to your head. That is fine. That is where the field of perception is. So that is fine. You may point to your heart, and that is fine. That is where you have feelings. And you may have your body. That is fine. That is where you move and walk, digest, assimilate, generate, and excrete. So you have three energies, the three Holy Trinity, which God expanded upon to come up with a multitude of lives and dimensions within you. So if we were to focus on these three energies, your causal world, this is where you have your imaginations and your ideas of good. You have a field of feeling, the love feeling. And then you have the body that takes you to places and helps you to meet your potentials. You see? So you are actually a unique creature. And what happens during your lifetime? Before you were born, where were you? This is actually a very important question. Before you were born, where were you? Let me actually put it this way. Where were you before you came into your mother's belly? Can you remember? What can you see? Nothing? Okay. So from this nothingness, you ended up in your mom's belly. And you were there for 9 months. Do you know that you were there for 9 months? Can you honestly say that you were in your mom's belly for 9 months? 9 months plus or minus 1 week. Can you say that you were in your mom's belly for 9 months plus or minus 1 week and then came out? Do you remember what you were doing in there? You yourself, you don't remember. And yet, you know that you were in your mom's belly because there is evidence that your mom carried you for 9 months. You've seen your spouses doing it. You've seen other people give birth, what they go through. So obviously, you would have seen it, but you were not conscious of it at the time. Between the first day that you were born until maybe your first year, or even your second year, what do you really remember? Not much. I will elaborate on this, I believe, next week or so. But I'm basically teaching you the evolution of consciousness here. From the unknown, you have come. And the unknown, you are knowing, and you shall return to the unknown. I'll elaborate on this one day. Nevertheless, out of this nothingness, you are now a human being, walking, sleeping, expressing, sharing, loving, creating. And from evidence, you can see that people also disappear after leaving a certain age. Sometimes through illness, sometimes through accidents, sometimes in their sleep, they will disappear and leave behind a body that is now useless. The body has become cold when you touch it. And you put it in a box and put it in the ground because you know that that body is now useless. But there is an evidence that this body was once inhabited by a spirit. Where has that spirit gone? This is where knowledge of yourself is very, very important. That within you, there's a causal plane, there's an astral plane, and there's a physical plane. When you lose the physicality, when you lose the breath, when your body stops breathing, something is left. And this thing is spirit. And this spirit has consciousness and feelings. The Father and the Son. The Father and the Mother. Whichever way you call it. Consciousness and feelings. Awareness and feelings. This is the soul that liveth when you lose the physical body. So this alone should tell you that there are levels within you, and your higher self is actually your causal field, your field of ideas, which is merged with what you call your astral field, which is your field of feeling, your field of love. So when the body is no more there, what is there is now your feelings. Now, if you have increased your love vibration when this body disappears, only love will persist. Strong, pure love will persist. However, if you have lived a lot of your life in hate, this feeling will also go with you into your next life. And you may need to do another journey on this planet just to increase your love vibration before you can enter the higher planes of the universe. There are dimensions in this life, you know. Some people have died, gone, and come back many times. They've been reincarnated many times. Those who understand what I'm saying, and kindly focus on your love field. Those who do not understand too much of what I'm saying, I beg you, give us time and go with us along on this journey. Hence, I cannot be sharing too much in one go. I may have to stay on one topic for quite a long time so that those who are not privy to some of the statements that I've made here, I can elaborate to them. And there's a lot of time. Sometimes myself, as much as I have come across great teachers and stuff, I need to go into silence to really understand what I need to share with the world. And I like it to be as genuine and as pure and as truthful before I even speak. I can guarantee you 100% that everything that I've said on this program in the last hour is true. When you understand the meaning of love, you understand that everything that I've said here is true. Love is too pure to see hate. A father and a mother who love their children will never punish that child into an extent where the child lives in an eternal place of bondage and of pain. A mother will always defend their child even if they are a criminal. A father will often be harsh on their child because they want them to live a life of discipline and a life of an exemplary life. Yes, a father will want their child to live an exemplary life. And a mother will be unconditionally loving. If human beings can do this, what about the great universe that is expressing itself through you? There is no you. There is no Michael. There's no you, Michael. There's no you, John. There's no you, Kofi. There's no you, Kwame. There's no you, Kojo. There is no you, Samuel. There is no you, Ishmael. There is only God expressing through us. What is your name? Whatever name that God chooses for itself, that's who you are. And in our language called English, we call it love. If you ask God, what is your name? God will say, I am creative love intelligence. I love all that I have created and I do not create junk. Even the excretion that comes out of our buttocks onto the ground is life, is a blessing. What we call waste is a blessing, it's a manual. What we call perfection lives in everything. Order out of the chaos. The places that you may not want to venture, some people have ventured into that place and come back with profound wisdom. If it wasn't good, it will never happen. Bear that in mind. If it wasn't for a good purpose, it will never happen. So I want us to embrace this year, 2021, as the year where we are going to magnetize our auric field with love, because that is the energy that is being spewed out of the universe to us. Wherever you have been looking over the last few years, love has popped up, but now it is literally here to say, breathe me in and breathe me out. Love is here. That is the energy that is being showered onto our planets. If you live in a world of hate, life doesn't know you that way. And because life doesn't know you that way, you are the one who will be stuck in a world of hate. And eventually you slow down your own evolution. Because right now we are in the age of Aquarius, whereby our love energies is the only thing that is meant to be living. Only love and equality, fairness, respect. You see, something happened in America in the last few days, whereby a group of men scaled a highly secured wall to go into the president of the most powerful man in the world. We have dubbed this man the most powerful man in the world, yes. But I was teaching a friend something based on this discussion, and I told him, we have been so afraid based on assumptions. A lot of people have been afraid to live a certain life based on assumptions. We've had political assumptions, we've had religious assumptions, we've had educational assumptions, we've had cultural assumptions. Oh, assumptions. There was once a time somebody said that if you don't follow Jesus, you go to hell and God will burn you in fire or roast you in fire like a pork. Without eating you, it will just continue roasting you in that fire. That is not my God. That is not God, actually. Somebody also said that the American president is the most powerful person in the world, and because of that, if you go near their buildings or even try to jump over it, they'll shoot you and kill you. Yes, it may have happened, but it's been proven this week that all the fears and assumptions have been laid down by human beings and they can be overcome. When we put our minds together, as much as I do not condone the habits or the actions of those people, because there's an element of hypocrisy here. There's one gentleman called Michael Beckwith. He's a preacher at a spiritual center called Agape in California. I was listening to his show just the other time, and he made a valid point. He said, look, in the summer, we had one gentleman called George Floyd being literally kneed. Yet one man had his knees on his neck for a good 8 minutes and 13 seconds, I believe. And the gentleman passed out and died. The world woke up, Black people especially, teaching the world about equality and how the police system in America has been quite segregational, divisive, giving a preference to whites, what they call a white privilege. So these people were protesting against it. Yes, there was some violence, there were some riots, and things were destroyed. But one thing that they never even attempted to do was to enter the office of the president. Do you know why? Because these people were afraid that they would be literally shot or killed. But let's watch what happened when another group decided to riot. Why? Because a president or somebody who was representing them in the office has lost their powers to carry on. So these losers, or the people that have lost, decided to walk into the office of the new president. Luckily, he wasn't there, protesting, kicking things down, shouting words of racism. Because they are, what I can say, Caucasians or whites. What happened? We actually saw a video of one policeman even saying, guys, come in, take this route, come in. Understand? They were given their white privileges. The funny thing is that, and Michael Beckwith touched upon this. By the way, Michael Beckwith It was part of a film called The Secret. If you haven't watched it, watch it. Some of the great people on this planet, great teachers, are on that. Michael Beckwith is there. And Michael Beckwith was saying that at least during the summer, the riots and the anger was directed towards equality. What do these guys have? The guys who rioted the Capitol Hill, what was their agenda? They had no agenda apart from the fact that they've lost an election. Oh. So this goes to show, and fine, I'm not condoning their actions, but at the same time, I see an opportunity here for all of us, irrespective of what race you are. It shows that fear has led us back. Fear has prevented a lot of people doing things. It has prevented us loving genuinely. Now, if we use our own innate powers and our own courage, we can actually change so much on this planet collectively. We can use the energy of love as a start. Just build your auric field with the energy of love, and the rest will follow. Oh my goodness, I don't know what has happened today, but I'm in a real mood to share so much. Regardless, I'm going to say thank you very much for listening to me. I've touched upon the topic of love, and I'm actually going to share this once again very, very, very soon. It's a journey that we're going to start. We're just going to build our innate powers, and by getting to know ourselves, we will also be able to undertake certain causes that we wouldn't have any fear. The fear of death has crippled many men, but the fear of the fear of death has crippled many men, but the awareness of love will put death behind, and we can forge on to do greater goods. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for lending me your ears. Whenever you have moments, kindly go back and listen to this again. Replay it. And if there are any questions that you may have, you can always contact us on Ambassadors of Happiness. We are on Facebook, or even on Aquintufo Radio. My co-host, Papa Smiley, who is the owner of Aquintufo Radio, you can always reach him and leave him a question, and that will be contemplated upon, and we will give you an answer. The idea is for me to be on this show every week and share a message. Nevertheless, sometimes I need to embrace certain actions within me, and I need to sit down myself and really, really understand what is happening. And at the beginning, when it started happening at a young age, there was an element of fear. I was afraid that, oh my God, this is actually going to prevent me from becoming rich or living a life of luxury. So I was ignoring it, and started going to school, being educated, until the awareness dawned on me that no, what actually wants to birth itself through me and direct my life's path is actually outside of the realm of education, because many of these things that we are talking about, you will not find it anywhere in our academic books. It will be touched upon, but it will never go deep until you have literally sat down with the masters of life and to follow the ancestral knowledge to perceive what they perceived. And in the end, wisdom, knowledge, love, humility will birth through. So I will 100% do my best and come and continue this topic next week. I want us to focus on love a lot this year. Later on, we'll go into the mental aspect of this of this year. And again, we will discuss on the topic of imagination, how to use imagination, thoughts, and ideas to bring harmony onto our planets. But the quickest way to bring about peace is always through love. Love is subtle. Love doesn't speak. Love does. Love gives. Love shares. So let's start off by thinking of the people that we love the most in our lives and the people that love us the most. Let's focus on this area, and eventually we will spread it to the rest of the world, because our mission is to bring happiness onto this planet, and happiness will ultimately lead to peace. Thank you very much. This is Kofi Danso from Ambassadors of Happiness, presenting Storytime with my co-host Papa Smiley of Akuntifo Radio, another ambassador of happiness. I wish you a wonderful Sunday evening, and may you carry the energy of love throughout the course of the week. I bless you all with the vision of our ancestors, and the vision of the elements, and the vision of the light. Thank you to all. Bye-bye.